Hello guys, so I'm just going to talk about a dream I had the other day, and it was more than just a dream, to be honest. It was either an episode of astral projection or lucid dreaming, but I think the lines blurry between them anyway, so like I guess it's just how I want to interpret it. And followed by one of the most intense sleep paralysis experiences I've ever encountered. By the way, these are midgy bites on my face. Got bit by bugs. Yeah, so it was Sunday night. Yeah, I'd been out in the woods drinking with my friend, and yeah, so I went home like pretty drunk. I had like 3/4 of a bottle of sours, which fucking stupid, but you know, I had a good time, and yeah, and then so I go home and I'm really tired, and I just. Yeah, there was a runner going past. And I just, yeah, I went to bed at about 10:30, maybe 11, 10:30, and I ended up like waking up at about 2:30 in the morning with like such a bad hangover, and I just, like, I don't know, I went downstairs to get a drink of water, and I splashed water on my face, and I know that's like a concoction for having inducing a lucid dream or an astral projection. When you wake up in the early hours of the morning, and then you put water on your face because it wakes you up a little bit, and so it causes your mind to stay more alert when you go back into the REM stage, which is a lot sooner than usual because you've already been asleep, so you've already experienced some of the sets of your dreaming stages of your sleep. So that's probably why this got induced. Yeah, and also alcohol causes you to not sleep as deeply, so yeah, I just slipped straight into this. Like when I went back to bed, I just slipped straight into this, either a lucid dream or an astral projection. It felt so fucking real. I've written it down, so I'll probably make another video about this, which is a bit more, I don't know, I guess detailed. But I haven't got enough memory on my phone at the minute, so I'm gonna have to delete some things before I do that. Yeah, so I went into this lucid dream / astral projection in my house. It was set in my house. Everything just looked real. It was more dream. It was more like a dream. It was more like reality in the dream than a regular dream. Everything just looked exactly how it looks pretty much in real life. And I was in the living room with my sister in this dream thing, and I remember talking to her, and I was sat on the carpet in front of the TV, and I remember looking towards the door, and there was this girl. If you've ever seen The Ring, there's a girl in it who comes out of the well, and she's got like hair going down to her waist, and it's like all like wet and in the face, and she looks all like grey, black and white. That's exactly what this fucking thing looked like, and it came through the door, and I was so scared. I was so like I've never felt this much fear before. I don't think it was so intense. I remember at one point in the dream, and in reality, I was actually trying to make noises. I was actually screaming, but nothing. It was like. Like literally making that noise, and I think I was making it in real life as well, but I just, yeah. So anyway, that happened, and then I was trying to tell Chloe what was happening, and she was like, "What are you on about?" in the dream. And then I walked through to the place where the girl had came from in my dining room, and I got to take a selfie in the mirror, and then I see her in the mirror stood right behind me. So then I was like, oh fuck, so I run back into the living room, and I was still trying to make this screaming noise. And I was trying to tell Chloe what was happening, and this is when it gets really fucked up, and I'm sorry I'm rushing, but I'm gonna cut out in like a minute. So I went into the living room, and I'm sat on the floor again, and this girl walks back through the door. I was like, oh shit, and then she's followed by this massive fucking black man, who just like, he comes storming through the door extremely aggressively towards me, and it keeps on happening simultaneously, but at the same time, but it just kept on replaying and replaying, and it was so quick, and it was so fucking terror-inducing. I've never felt anything like that, and yeah, so that was extremely fucking distressing. And so after that, I wake up and I open my eyes, and I'm like, I'm so fucking scared, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm in sleep paralysis. I realised, so I closed my eyes really quickly. I could feel all the hairs in the back of my neck stand up, all like it felt like things were crawling all over my body. It was like prickly and vibrating, and oh, it was like this intense noise, and everything was just in there, and it just got more and more intense, and I was like, until eventually I just settled into it, because I realised that the lasting of it was going to be inevitable. And yeah, it just fucking felt like it lasted forever, and I just woke up in an absolute state of fear. And that is that, and I have 10 seconds left in the video, and I think that's the fastest story I've ever told, so yeah. Right, if you've enjoyed, then leave a like. I'll make a more detailed one of this later, and yeah, thanks for watching.